Alright guys, so today we are going to be reviewing order of operations. So I want to go over the steps that we have learned. So for our first step, or really we always start with level 1. So level 1 is always going to be our grouping symbols. So our grouping symbols consist of parentheses, so you see exactly what they look like there. And then you have your brackets and you see what they look like right here. And we also have for level 2, multiplication and division. Always remember, I have it right there in blue, that if we have multiplication or division, it's whichever operation comes first, left to right. And then for level 3, we would move down to check to see if our problem has any addition or subtraction, and if it does, we work whichever one of those comes first, left to right. And so the first thing that we're going to do today is actually work a problem, and I will just go back and forth to this first page just so that you can review those levels. Levels 1 for grouping symbols, level 2 for multiplication or division, and then level 3 is for addition and or subtraction. So our first problem looks like this. Our first problem looks like 12 plus 16 minus 4 minus 2, but of course we have some grouping symbols here, and so you want to look to see if you have parentheses or brackets. And since we have parentheses, we actually have two sets. We have this set, and then we also have this set. And so because we have parentheses inside of a group of parentheses, you want to work the inside out. So you're going to start from the inside out. And so we have only subtraction. If we look at this set of parentheses, we have 16 minus 4 minus 2. And so since both symbols are or both operations are subtraction, you can just work this problem simply left to right with no problem. So we're going to do that. 16 minus 4 gives you 12, and you can bring down the minus 2. I'm just going to do this just for the sake of us working this first problem. And of course, if you look at the problem after we have rewritten it, we still have a set of parentheses on the inside of the red parentheses. So you want to simplify that part first. And so 12 minus 2 would give us 10. And since now we're done with that set of parentheses, the only set that we need to bring down is the red one. And we have 12 plus the 10 that we just brought down. And since all we have now is addition, that's all you need to do is simply add 12 plus 10. If you need to stack those numbers off to the side, you're more than welcome to. 2 plus 0 gives you 2, and 1 plus 1 gives you 2. So our answer, of course, we always erase the scratch work just to keep our work really neat, and then write the problem underneath. You don't want to keep any of your work underneath the problem. If you need to do any scratch work, do it off to the side. So let's just look at our order of operations levels one more time. Level 1 is grouping symbols. So you're looking for parentheses and or brackets first, and then moving down to multiplication and or division, whichever one comes first, left to right. Do the same thing next when you go to level 3 with addition and subtraction, whichever one of those comes first, left to right. So if you look at this problem, we have two sets of grouping symbols, one on the outside and we have another one on the inside. So what do you think we need to do first? Yes, we're going to work the red set first since it's on the inside. So the set of parentheses tells us that we need to be subtracting 17 minus 2, which gives us, perfect, it gives us 15. And so we can actually bring down the rest of that problem. I'm going to keep the same colors just to keep some consistency here. And then we also have 10 plus, we have open parentheses, 15 plus 3, close the parentheses. So do we work parentheses or addition first? Yes, we're going to work the set of parentheses first. So 15 plus 3 would give me what? 18, good. And 10 on the outside. So our final problem or final step is 10 plus 18. And again, if you need to add or stack those to the side, you can do that. 0 plus 8 is 8, and 1 plus 1 gives us 2. So our answer would be 28. All right, for problem number 3, this would actually be your you-do. So I would suggest that at this point you actually go ahead and write this problem down and pause the video and work it out to see how much you can do on your own, just to see if you can get it right. And if you can, great. If not, once you unpause it, then you can go back through the steps and see maybe where you messed up. Okay, so it looks again as if we have two sets of parentheses. We have this big one, and then it seems like we have a small set on the inside. And so the first set of parentheses that we need to work would be the small one since they're on the inside. So 24 minus 4 would be the first thing that you would work. 24 minus 4 is 20. After you do that, of course, you want to bring down the rest of the grouping symbols. And so since we're done with the green ones, you don't need to do that. You're going to bring down the red, bring down the 17, and the plus sign, and don't forget about your times 6. And so now we have parentheses and multiplication. If you have grouping symbols and multiplication, which operation should come first? You're absolutely correct. You still have to work inside of your parentheses first. So that means that we need to add 17 plus 20. 7 and 0 is 7, and 1 plus 2 would give you 3. So that answer would be 37. Bring down the times 6. And so now we need to solve to the side. 37 times 6. And so since this is just a 2-digit by 1-digit, we probably can actually do this without any problems. 6 times 7 is 42. So you would write your 2 and carry the 4. And then multiply your 1s by your 10. So 6 times 3 is 18. 18 plus 4 is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So your answer should be 222. And so I am going to actually go ahead and work this with partial products to the side, just for those of you who may have done 37 times 6 that way. And so we would have a partial product box for 30 plus 7 and 6. So 30 times 6, if you multiply the 6 and the 3, you would get 18 and attach to 0. And then if you know 6 times 7 is 42, you would take your 180 and add 42. 0 plus 2 is 2. And 8 plus 4, if you add 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 is 12. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. And again, our answer is 222. I want to work just one more problem just for extra practice, since you will be working 2 problems tonight or today for your classwork or homework whenever you get a chance to get to it. So let's just go through this one. Remember that our first step is always to look for grouping symbols, and then multiplication and division, and then level 3 would be addition and subtraction. And so it looks like, again, we have 2 grouping symbols. We have a big one and we have a small set. And you want to start on the inside. So 14 minus 5 would be correct. The answer would be 9. And so you want to bring down your parentheses and then fill in the numbers around it. You want to bring down your 2 times and your plus and your 16. We have a set of parentheses, and then we have 16 plus on the outside. And so, of course, we know that we have to work our grouping symbols first. 2 times 9. What is 2 times 9? Perfect. It's 18. And then, of course, we're going to bring down the rest of the problem, which is the plus sign, and then 16, which gives us 16 plus 18 as our final problem that we need to solve. So you can stack your numbers to the side and add. 8 plus 6 would give us 14. Carry the 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 gives us 3, which means that our answer must be 34. So that is all for today. If you have any other questions, just rewind and play those back, since you have 4 sample problems to use tonight to actually work the problems that I have just assigned. Have a good day.